Alright, YouTube, here is the next knife in my grandfather's collection. This is a Powr Kraft pocket knife, which, as I understand from a comment on Reddit on another knife, it was made by various manufacturers that just had this Powr Kraft stamp on them for Montgomery Ward from 1939 until they closed, which I guess is in 2001, but now they're back online as like wards.com or something. But anyways, here it is. This was my grandfather's pocket knife, one of them anyways. He was a collector, but not a super serious collector. He kind of just did it as something to do. He would go to his garage sales and flea markets and that sort of thing, and just pick up ones that he thought were cool. I don't know much about it other than that. By the time I was aware of him, when I was 2 or 3 or something like that, he had already retired and was pretty up there in age at that point. And so I don't know when he started collecting pocket knives or for how long. But I've seen other pocket knives in his collection be over 100 years old, so that's kind of neat. This one seems, it's a Montgomery Ward's knife, so I don't think it's particularly rare or anything like that. I think he just bought it because it looked pretty. It's got kind of a nice handle. Pretty reasonably certain this is plastic. But yeah. So it's got 3 blades here. It's kind of, some of them work pretty good. This blade doesn't work real well, and this one's kind of got this gap on it. And so, yeah, if you're just stumbled on those videos without knowing much backstory, I am just going through my grandfather's pocket knives and putting some oil on here so they don't, to try and protect them and so they don't get rusty and things like that. I mentioned this a couple times. I am selling them. I'm selling them one at a time because I am not a pocket knife guy. And there's just so many of them that I can't take care of them. I'm not particularly into it. And I may keep a few, but I kind of felt weird about just taking them and selling them and not particularly respecting them, so I thought I would make YouTube videos out of them. And here we are. I don't really know much else about these pocket knives. I don't know a whole lot what to say, but I thought I would just, it seemed a shame that nobody else would learn about them and things like that. And to be honest, I actually had thought about starting this channel when my father got sick, and I thought he might get a kick out of watching these videos, but unfortunately he passed away before he could see these videos, that's better. Kind of a shame, and I don't know, I just thought I would follow through with what I thought about doing. And so now here we are. I did kind of, part of me is going, why am I doing these videos aside from what I just talked about, but I labeled this channel Pocket Knife Therapy because it was kind of a little bit of me wanting to talk about family and stuff like that and do a certain amount of letting go. kind of as a therapy type thing. So I don't know if anybody out there on YouTube land would want to hear my these personal stuff, but yeah, I had a kind of an interesting relationship with my father and grandfather, and when I say interesting, it wasn't particularly great, which is another reason I'm selling all these pocket knives. But yeah, but my relationship wasn't so bad that I wanted to just trash these things. So here I am showing them off. I know a lot of people are into this kind of stuff, and it is neat. I have fun learning about the different knives. And how old they are, and finding out what materials they're made of and things like that. Yeah, probably in future videos. I've got 1,000 of these things, so I kind of need something to talk about. I may in future videos talk about my grandfather and who he was a little bit. I'm a kind of private person, so I'm probably not going to talk about his name and stuff like that and give him a lot of identifiable details, but I can at least talk about him a little bit. That's better. He, for his job, he was worked for the California Forestry Service. He was a firefighter for the Forestry Service. Lived in California most of his life. He was born in Colorado, but moved out here with his family when he was really young. And yeah, even spent a little time. He was in World War II in the Navy. Spent a little bit of time in Saipan as a firefighter out on I think on that airstrip, but as a firefighter out in Saipan. So he wasn't on the front line or anything. He was pretty far back, but he did his duty in the Navy. Was an officer, and got out of the Navy. Wanted to be a forest firefighter. Powr Kraft. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully, I don't know if anybody wants to know more about my grandfather, leave a comment. I'm not saying that to get subscribers and all that. I know other YouTubers say comment, subscribe, and all that. I don't care. Subscribe, don't subscribe. This is just more of my therapy or whatever. I hope people subscribe and they get a kick out of these guys, but I'm not. There's no money for me to be made here or anything like that, so I don't really care. But yeah, pretty nice little knife. Gonna go put this on eBay. So far I've sold 2 of these knives, 2 out of the 5 I've put up on here, and eventually I'm gonna go through all of them. Yeah, Powr Kraft, Montgomery Wards. Thanks for watching.